Hello, diehards. I know it's very late. First, want to thank everybody that supported me. Shut up! That has supported me this season, as well as since I started doing these videos and my page and all the groups and the people I've interacted with. It's almost as good as being a part of the team and winning a Super Bowl. I've never been able to experience that. I've never played a down of football, but I just want to thank everybody for the support, that continued support that they show me all the time, as well as the friendships I've made, as well as even fans that aren't Patriot fans, Red Sox fans. They still support me, and I want to thank everybody for that. It means the world. It makes me doing all these things a lot of fun. The Patriots win their 6th Super Bowl title, which is the most, by two player and a head coach, with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady getting number 6 finally. They're 6-3 all time in the Super Bowl, and they've made 9 appearances. That's more than any quarterback and coach combo in the history of the league. Belichick ties George Halas and Vince Lombardi for the most NFL titles, as well with his 6th now. They sit with Pittsburgh for the only 2 teams in the NFL history to have 6 Super Bowl championships. Amazing. This year is probably the most gratifying. The first one was the sweetest, and if this is the last one that we do win, I'm not saying it is, because we got a team coming back next year, and Brady could play till he's 70. We have no idea. This is the most gratifying because everybody counted us out. We had a lot of bumps in the road this year, and to be able to walk away on top as kings of the league again is amazing. They pulled it off, and they did it in an amazing way. I want to, real quickly before I start breaking this down, talk about Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon was a big part of this team for a good part of this season, and it's great that they didn't cut him and he's able to get a Super Bowl ring for the efforts that he gave us throughout the year, because when we needed a receiver, he came through for us. Yes, he has problems off the field, and it's ruined his career. But I'm happy that tonight he can sit back and know that a Super Bowl ring is coming and that he played an intricate part to this team throughout the course of the season. Patriots defense anchors Super Bowl 53 win. I think that's where we start. Lowest amount of points scored combined in Super Bowl history as the Patriots win tonight 13-3. Belichick changed the defense the week before the Chargers game, and they got a solid week of playing the Ravens cover 0 defense. I've mentioned this every playoff game, almost every video. It is amazing that he didn't do what they did last year and let Brian Flores run the show on defense like he did with Patricia. He stepped in. We're changing things. And in a little over a month's worth of work, which is only 4 or 5 practices a week and then 3 games, they were able to master this cover 0 defense and go from a passive, aggressive team with pass rush to being one of the most ferocious pass rushes I've ever seen the Patriots have. Tonight, 12 quarterback hurries and hits, 4 sacks. This is the 3rd straight playoff game where they've had at least 4 sacks. They caused a turnover as Gilmore caught one. He also forced a fumble. He had a great game tonight, guys. 2 passes defended, forced a fumble on Gerald Everett when he knocked the ball right out of his hand, and he had the biggest play on defense with the interception late of Goff when the Rams were trying to come down and tie the game. But amazing that Belichick saw the deficiencies in this team, realized that the only way for us to win was to get a pass rush, and they generated one with the personnel that they have by changing the scheme, stunting and doing things that we've been screaming for them to do for years. They finally did it, and it paid off against the Chargers, against Mahomes, and really paid off tonight against Jared Goff as he was baffled. It took him 3 quarters to figure out what the hell was going on. Nothing against Goff and the Rams. Nice team, young. They really showed me something with their win against the Saints, but I think they got bounced back down to reality tonight, and they were definitely shown. The whiz kid coach was shown, who his daddy was, and it's not a put down against this guy. I love Sean McVay. I think he's great for the league. Love seeing young guys have success, but he got slapped down a couple notches tonight, and so did the Rams, as their offense of a 30 points per game team had nothing, no answer. The vertical pass rush completely threw them off, and by the time they figured it out, it was a little bit too late. Jared Goff had 52 passing yards through the first 3 quarters. The Rams didn't complete a third down until the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. Goff ended the game, I believe, 19 of 38, 229 yards, 1 interception. He had the majority of those yards in the fourth quarter as he was shut down for 3 quarters. And he just didn't look right. Todd Gurley, 10 carries, 35 yards. That was probably the biggest difference maker in this game. All week we heard Gurley wasn't hurt. I think he was. He was on the sidelines a lot this game. And C.J. Anderson and Gurley combined for 17 carries, 57 yards. Sonny Michel, 18 carries, 94 yards, 1 touchdown. There's your difference in the game right there. The line of scrimmage was controlled by the Patriots on both sides of the ball. And we were worried about Donald. We were worried about Sue. Combined, they had 2 total tackles. They assisted on some. Didn't make any big plays that would really hurt the Patriots in winning this thing. We made some mistakes early on. Brady threw his first pass, was an interception, and Gostkowski missed a field goal. So we left points on the board as well. I think all the Rams players tonight said they left a lot of plays out there. The Patriots did too. Let's not forget that. I think the game was very well officiated. I don't have any concerns with it. And I'd be saying the same thing if we lost 13-3. You know, that hit by Jonathan Jones on Jared Goff going out of bounds late in the first quarter. Guys, he pulled up. He should have just continued to run hard out of bounds. He pulled up, and Jones finished his hit. I think that would have been a terrible personal foul, unnecessary roughness flag. Because had he continued to run hard all the way out of bounds, he would have got pushed probably 5 more yards out of bounds, and then you could have thrown the flag. But he got knocked out of bounds on the sideline. You got to finish your hit. You don't know if he's going to turn, stop, and cut upfield. So I'm glad that they didn't throw a flag on that play. They let these guys play tonight, and I think it was a great job by the officials. A lot of contact in the secondary on both sides. I think it was a very, very evenly officiated game. Julian Edelman was the Super Bowl MVP. 10 catches, 141 yards. His first Super Bowl MVP, well-deserved. I thought Edelman had a great game. Had Super Bowl high 7 catches in the first half. And he was great, clutch. When we need Edelman to make plays, he makes them, and he makes plays with his feet, catching the ball and running after the catch. Sonny Michel had the only touchdown late in the fourth quarter. It was a 1-yard TD. Ended the night 18 carries, 94 yards, and a touchdown. A lot of people were upset with this first-round pick. I was not. I think it's turned out to be probably the biggest, other than the Patriots winning it all, the second biggest story to this season, that we now have a cowbell running back that we can depend on and gets tough yards, especially yards after contact, which I love for running backs. Stephon Gilmore, probably the best. Him or Hightower, take your pick. And those are our 2 best defensive players, guys. They come and they show up in the big moments. Hightower has had his best games in the Super Bowl. The strip sack of Matt Ryan. He didn't play last year, which really hurt us. This year, 2 sacks. 1 ball tipped, huge game for Hightower. Stephon Gilmore had an interception, 2 passes defended, 5 tackles, and 1 forced fumble that they weren't able to recover. This is the first time the Rams were shut out in the first half under Sean McVay in his career as head coach of the Rams. Patriots, for the 3rd straight playoff game, averaged 12 quarterback hits. They got 4 sacks, and they picked up an interception again. For the 3rd straight week. Belichick, I continue to mention this, but Belichick generated a team pass rush when the Patriots needed it most this year. They weren't going to do it by sitting back and letting these quarterbacks pick them apart. And you got to wonder, and I don't want to go back to it because now we have something new to cheer about and be happy about. You got to wonder if Belichick put more hands on with Matt Patricia last year in the Super Bowl. Would Eric Rowe, would they have covered Jeffrey? Because they made the adjustments in the second half on defense, and the Eagles' offense was slowed a little bit. Yeah, they scored, but they weren't hammering us like they were in the first half of that game. Belichick was the play caller this year on defense. Flores gets a lot of credit. He did a great job. It's going to be tough to lose him to Miami. I think Dolphins fans should be happy. They have a good coach coming in that's going to help their defense and fix it up nicely. But I want to say this. You got to wonder if Belichick took a more hands-on approach last year and called the defensive plays, would they have done something like this and completely changed their scheme and had more success and been able to pull it off with a lot of big injuries? No Edelman, no Hightower last year. Third down ratio was huge, guys. Absolutely huge tonight. That is the difference in the game. The Patriots made their third downs. The Rams didn't. I have not gotten an exact stat on that yet. I will post that when I do. The Rams were 0 for their first 3 and 2 for their first 7. Jared Goff, 3 of 12, an interception when he was pass rushed tonight. He struggled with the vertical pass rush. Probably something he hasn't seen too much. Coming straight up the middle at him. Takes away the windows, makes things look tighter. Game looks a lot faster, and it kind of showed a little bit with Goff tonight. James Devlin had a huge block on Sonny Michel's 1-yard touchdown run as he crippled Corey Littleton at the line of scrimmage, springing Michel for a big play. He also had 2 other huge blocks on running plays in the fourth quarter on that last drive when the Patriots got the Gostkowski, lead protection field goal. He sprung Burkhead on a 34-yarder, and he sprung Sonny Michel on a 28-yarder. 3 humongous blocks. And they're not going to see that on the stat sheet. But James Devlin is a huge part of why this running game is as good as it is. Him and Shaq Mason. Great games tonight. Gronkowski had the 2 biggest catches of the game, other than Edelman's 10 on that last drive. Brady, this is how good Brady is, guys. He looks for the mismatch. We talk about mismatches all the time. When Edelman was on a linebacker, he went to Edelman all game long. When Gronkowski was on a linebacker, he hit him 6 times. They wait for the line to see where the linebacker coverage dictates, and that's who they go to. Gronkowski, 2 huge plays with Littleton and Ekuban covering him on that last drive, and it ended up giving the Patriots the win. A couple more stats real quick before I wrap this up. Rob Gronkowski, 6 catches, 87 yards. Kyle Van Noy had a sack. Monster game. Great tackling game for Van Noy and Devin McCourty. Dante Hightower, 2 sacks, 2 tackles. I got to give Gilmore credit for covering Brandon Cooks. Cooks had the best game for the Rams. 8 catches, 120 yards. When Gilmore was on him, one-on-one, not in the double, when he was on him one-on-one, he did a great job stopping Brandon Cooks. The other guy that had a great game, he got hurt in the second half early. Patrick Chung, it kind of made me nervous because last year when Chung went down against the Eagles, our defense really fell apart. Chung did a great job on Robert Woods tonight. He didn't do much in the first half, and in the second half, he ended the game with 5 catches for 70 yards. Patrick Chung was one-on-one with him for most of the game in the beginning, and it showed. 2 plays, Chung came in and knocked the ball free on bang-bang plays in the passing game. The Rams, this is probably another reason why, and I'll end with this. 1 turnover, 1 sack by the St. Louis Rams defense. They did force a fumble, and Littleton had an interception on the first passing play of the game by Tom Brady. I think that the Patriots offense protected the ball and executed a little bit more than the Rams did. The Rams have nothing to be ashamed of. Sean McVay got outcoached by the greatest coach and quarterback in the history of the NFL, Brady and Belichick. Nobody's accomplished what they have. So if you're going to get outcoached as a 40-year-old coach, I think it's okay to say Belichick took you to the woodshed once in your career. The future's bright for the Rams, just like the Chiefs. These teams aren't going anywhere. They're going to be back in this fight for years to come. Patriots win their 6th Super Bowl this century, and their 6th in the last 18 seasons. Tom Brady, 6-3 in Super Bowls, the only quarterback with 6 Super Bowl rings. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, the only quarterback and coach to win 6 together. Amazing season. 2004 was the last time the Red Sox and Patriots won championships. You can add 2018 to that list, as the Red Sox won the World Series in October, and the Patriots finished the job and win the Super Bowl in February. I'll be on all week with a lot of football to talk about as we wrap up the season, start focusing on the draft. Really looking forward to what's going to come from a lot of opposing team fans as well as our fans. Enjoy tonight. Patriots, world champions again. Couldn't be happier.